Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make your blood boil. Story 1. Mother-in-law thinks she owns my baby's birth. So my mother-in-law just completely destroyed my daughter-in-law's birth plan, and now everyone's calling me the villain. Let me explain what actually happened here because I'm genuinely confused about why I'm getting so much hate. My son and his wife are currently staying with me because their house got flooded when a fire hydrant broke. Total mess, contractors everywhere, definitely not safe for a pregnant woman. She's due to give birth next month, and honestly, the timing couldn't be worse. Now here's where it gets interesting. My daughter-in-law had this very specific birth plan. She wanted it to be just her and my son in the delivery room. No family, no visitors, very private and intimate. I totally respected that, or at least I thought I did. But then I started thinking about it more. This is my first grandchild we're talking about. I've been so excited, buying gifts, preparing, dreaming about this moment. And she wants me to just sit in a waiting room somewhere, not knowing what's happening. So I made what I thought was a reasonable suggestion. Since they're staying in my house, and I'm the one helping them through this difficult time, maybe I could be there for the birth too. I mean, I raised my son, I've been through childbirth myself. I could be helpful, supportive. Well, she did not take this well. At all. She got really upset and said I was trying to make her birth about me. She accused me of being manipulative and using their housing situation to get what I wanted. My son actually took her side, which really hurt. Then things escalated. She said if I couldn't respect her boundaries, maybe they needed to find somewhere else to stay. But here's the thing, where exactly are they going to go? Their house won't be ready for weeks, they don't have the money for a hotel that long, and all their family lives hours away. I told her she was being unreasonable and ungrateful. Here I am, opening my home, helping them in their time of need, and she can't even let me be part of this special moment. I said some things about how when I had my children, we included family and it made everything more meaningful. Now she's barely speaking to me, my son is caught in the middle, and the whole house is tense. She's still planning to exclude me from the birth, and honestly, I feel like I'm being punished for caring too much. I keep thinking about how this is my grandchild too. Don't I have some rights here? I'm not asking to be in the delivery room holding her hand, just to be nearby, to meet my grandchild soon after they're born. Is that really so unreasonable when I'm the one providing them with housing during this crisis? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My wife won't stop drinking around our newborn. So my wife just had our baby 6 weeks ago, and I think she might need to go to rehab. I know that sounds dramatic, but hear me out because I'm genuinely worried about our daughter's safety. When I met my wife, I knew she liked to drink. Every night after work, she'd have 3 or 4 beers or cocktails, more on weekends when she went out with friends. She always said she wasn't an alcoholic because she didn't drink during the day. I probably should have seen the red flags then, but I was young and in love. The good news is she completely stopped drinking during pregnancy. Not a drop for 9 months. I was so proud of her and honestly thought maybe having a baby would change her relationship with alcohol permanently. I was wrong. 2 weeks after our daughter was born, she started drinking again. At first it was just 1 beer here and there, which I thought was reasonable. She was stressed, sleep-deprived, adjusting to being a new mom. But it's gotten progressively worse. Now she's back to her old habits. 3 to 4 drinks every single night, even when she's the one supposed to be watching the baby. Last week, I came home from work and she was clearly tipsy while holding our 6-week-old daughter. That's when I knew we had a serious problem. I tried talking to her about it gently at first. I suggested maybe she could limit herself to 1 drink, or only drink on weekends when I could help more with the baby. She got defensive immediately, saying I was being controlling and that she deserved to relax after dealing with a crying baby all day. Then I found out she's been driving to the store to buy more alcohol while the baby was in the car. That's when I lost it. I told her she had a drinking problem and needed to get help before something terrible happened to our daughter. She completely flipped out. Started screaming that I was being dramatic, that she's a good mother, that plenty of people have a few drinks and still take care of their kids. She said I was trying to control her and that she already gave up drinking for 9 months, wasn't that enough? I told her I thought she should go to rehab or at least start going to AA meetings. I said if she didn't get help, I was worried about leaving the baby alone with her. That's when she accused me of threatening to take the baby away, which isn't what I meant, but now I'm wondering if that's where this is heading. The thing is, she functions fine during the day. She takes care of the baby, the house looks good when I get home, she seems mostly together. But every evening, like clockwork, she starts drinking. And once she starts, she doesn't stop until she's had at least 3 or 4. I love my wife, but I love our daughter more. Am I overreacting here, or is this as serious as I think it is? Story 3. Roommate's boyfriend has basically moved in without paying rent. So my roommate's boyfriend has basically moved into our apartment without paying rent, and I'm about to lose my mind. I need to know if I'm being unreasonable here because this situation is getting out of control. I'm a 28-year-old guy living with my best friend of 10 years. She's like a sister to me, and we've had the most amazing living situation for the past 2 years. No drama, we split everything fairly, total harmony. Until 8 months ago when she started dating this guy. This is her first serious relationship, and it really shows. No shade, but she's making some questionable decisions. A few months ago, I sat her down and established what I thought were very reasonable boundaries. I asked that he not be here more than 4 days a week, and that she not leave him alone in the apartment when she's not home. Simple enough, right? Well, those boundaries went out the window real fast. This guy is now here literally 7 days a week. He's got his own key, he's left his PlayStation in our living room, half his clothes are in her closet. He's eating our food, using our utilities, taking showers every day, and he hasn't paid a single penny toward rent or bills. The worst part is she leaves him here alone constantly. She'll go to work or run errands, and I'll come home to find this guy just chilling in my apartment like he lives here. Which, let's be honest, he basically does at this point. I tried talking to her again last week. I explained that I didn't sign up to live with both of them, and if he's going to be here this much, he needs to start contributing financially. I mean, we're talking about a third person using electricity, water, internet, everything, but we're still splitting the bills just between the two of us. She got really defensive and said I was being unreasonable because it's her apartment too and she should be able to have guests. I told her there's a difference between having guests and having someone move in without discussing it. Then she said something that really got to me, she accused me of being jealous that she's in a relationship. That hurt because our friendship has never been romantic, and she knows that. I'm gay, which she's known for the entire 10 years we've been friends. I'm not jealous of her relationship, I'm frustrated that she's completely disregarding our living arrangement and my comfort in my own home. The breaking point came yesterday when I got home and found him doing laundry. Our laundry. Using our detergent. When I asked him about it, he just shrugged and said my roommate told him it was fine. That's when I realized she's not even asking me about this stuff anymore, she's just making executive decisions about our shared space. So I sent her a text saying either he starts paying a third of the rent and utilities, or he needs to go back to staying at his own place most of the time. I also said I was uncomfortable with him being there when she's not home, and that boundary needed to be respected immediately. She hasn't responded yet, but I can tell she's angry because the energy in the apartment is super tense. Am I being unreasonable about wanting my living situation to go back to what we originally agreed on? Story 4. Woman grabbed my arm in public and I called her out. So I was just minding my own business at a pastry shop when this random woman grabbed my arm and used me to pull herself forward, and now I'm wondering if my reaction was too much. I was standing in line, probably spacing out a little bit like we all do when we're waiting. The shop was busy but not crazy packed. I was just waiting my turn, thinking about what I wanted to order, when suddenly this woman came up from my left side. Without any warning, without saying excuse me, without even making eye contact, she grabbed my arm. Not like a gentle tap to get my attention, but firmly grabbed my arm and used it to pull herself up to the higher level where the shop window was. Like I was some kind of human railing or something. I was completely stunned. "Who does that?" I said pretty loudly, "What's your problem, lady?" I mean, I was shocked. You don't just grab random strangers and use their bodies to help you move around. That's not normal behavior. And here's the thing that made it even worse, she didn't even look at me. Didn't apologize, didn't acknowledge what she'd done, just completely ignored me like I hadn't said anything. Like I wasn't even a person worth responding to. Now, I want to be clear about something. This wasn't an elderly woman who was struggling to walk or someone who obviously needed assistance. She looked like she was in her 30s, seemed perfectly healthy and capable of moving around without using me as a support beam. The people around me had mixed reactions. Some looked uncomfortable, like they agreed that what she did was inappropriate. But others were giving me looks like I was the one being unreasonable for calling her out. One person even shook their head at me like I was the problem. That's what's making me second-guess myself. Maybe I should have just let it slide. Maybe calling her out loudly was an overreaction. But honestly, I was so shocked by the whole thing that my reaction was pretty much automatic. I keep thinking about it because it was such a weird interaction. In what world is it okay to just grab a stranger's body without permission? I mean, we teach kids not to do that. It's basic personal space and consent stuff, right? But then I'm wondering if there's some context I'm missing. Maybe she was feeling dizzy or unsteady and instinctively reached for support. Maybe she has some kind of condition that affects her balance. Though if that were the case, you'd think she would have said something when I called her out. The whole thing just left me feeling weird. Part of me thinks I was totally justified in saying something because what she did was inappropriate. But another part of me wonders if I should have been more understanding or handled it more quietly. I guess what bothers me most is that she didn't even acknowledge it. If someone had pointed out that I did something rude or inappropriate, I'd at least apologize or explain myself. The fact that she just ignored me completely makes me think she knew exactly what she was doing and just didn't care. So what do you think? Was I wrong to call her out for grabbing my arm without permission? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.